everyone, welcome to Talk About Games, and today we're talking about Doom.
Yeah, now is it Doom 4 or is it just Doom?
Yeah, I hate when they do that with titles, and it seems to be something that's becoming more and more prevalent, where you have, there was number 1, number 2, number 3, and then to make it sound different and cool, it's just the original title again.
Right.
Yeah, like look, we had Ghostbusters 1, Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Star Trek, they did it with Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Yeah, just Star Trek.
Yeah.
They're done with numbering.
But I think what makes Doom different than a lot of those, just shit out sequels is that they actually did something unique. With this game, they could have just made another generic first-person shooter with Space Marine and just do, that sort of thing. But it seemed like they really tried to be true to the original work.
Yeah, you guys are going to be surprised. This is actually a first-person shooter game that's modern that I actually really, really enjoyed.
I've done it!
Yeah.
I've actually done it. Since I started doing Talk About Games with Mike, and actually since we've been hanging out and, working together, I've been trying to get you to really get involved in a first-person shooter.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot, I think, but it's got to have... The game surprised me because, of course, I've always liked the old Doom, so it had to have the right theme. I always say that. I don't really care for the army genre. I don't really care for the Space Marine genre. So what Doom does differently is it's horror. There's monsters, there's plenty of gore. I mean, I love when you get the chainsaw and you're slicing people up. It's ultra gory. I love that, but more importantly, I thought that the gameplay was actually really, really well done.
I think the first thing that hits you when you look at Doom, and obviously it's a game that we like, is the pacing. And today, a lot of games have horrible pacing where, look at the beginning of Skyrim. It's an excellent game, but you're on that long wagon ride.
It takes too long to get started.
It takes too long.
What I was really worried about with the new Doom, and I said this to you before we started playing, I was like, what are they going to have, this long tutorial thing or a long drawn-out story sequence? You know what I said to you? I was like, as soon as that game starts, I want it to be like shit coming at you, and you know what? You start the game, and it's pretty much like that. And you're going.
And the game even references those kind of things because your guy wakes up from the sarcophagus he's in, and then immediately there's a screen in front of you, and it's like, hello, guy or whatever, and what does he do? He punches it out of the way, grabs a gun off the floor, and you're blasting the zombies.
And they had to do that, because this is Doom. When you play the original Doom, the first second you turn on the game, it's...
I've played a lot of Doom since it came out, and one of the things I do have to say is that even though it doesn't put the story in your face, there is a lot of story to the game.
Mm-hmm.
There's the interaction between this facility and hell. There's the interaction between the guy the one scientist who sounds and looks like Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
You think the only way is to kill them all, leave nothing behind. And you may be right.
And the scary woman scientist who has another agenda. There's definitely a lot going on, but we don't listen to hours of dialogue between the two of them. Mm-hmm. We get little snippets, just enough. So that's the one thing that the game did really well from the storyline is it's not in your face, but it is deep.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to, there's all these little pads you're picking up. They're like the Star Trek pads. They don't even look like tablets. They look like pads from Star Trek. And you can go in the menus and read about everything.
What is cool is that it retains a lot of the elements for the older Doom crowd who likes Doom and Doom 2. There's you're finding the key cards, you're opening doors. There's the same monsters. There's imps. There's the cyber demon. There's Spider Mastermind. There's revenants. It brings back all the classic characters and things that you would want out of the game. What is different that I noticed, but I liked it, was that the gameplay with the original Doom, it was you couldn't look up, you couldn't look down.
Right.
With this, it's got the modern style of first-person shooter gameplay.
There's a lot of verticality, if that's even a word, to the game. There's one part that really stands out to me is you're in this facility where you're trying to climb this gigantic cylinder. And it has platforming elements. It has platforming elements like you're playing.
He jumps and he grabs on.
You jump, you grab on, you get, Metroid-like power-ups like the double jump and things like that.
Speaking of Metroid, as we were playing the game, very quickly I was like, this is very similar to playing like Metroid Prime or one of the GameCube Metroid games, which isn't really a bad thing because those games are awesome.
Yeah. I think that this game does the Metroid thing. And yeah, it has the devils and the demons and the blood and everything. It does the Metroid thing.
It's kind of like Metroid Prime with monsters.
Better than the retro. Like, if this team went back and made a Metroid game, it would be the best 3D Metroid game you've ever seen. They had a tough hill to climb, introducing character development, like RPG-like elements into the game. Because what was Doom? You had your 1 through 0 keys, you had the guns, they didn't reload, but there's actually a pretty deep upgrade system, and it has a few different tracks. The one thing is you get the guns. And if you find secrets, you may be able to get a gun a few levels early. But it also has the individual weapons each have 2 tracks to upgrade. Like the standard shotgun, you can upgrade it where it has an explosive shot, or it has like a triple shot. And the abilities the gun gets as it upgrades changes based on which path you go on. Similarly, there's like these orbs you can find that have Argent energy in them, and Argent energy is what the demon energy that gets sucked into the things. It's called Argent energy. And you can boost your health, your armor, or your weapons. And the last upgrade path that they have is you get the points that you can put into the different guns. So you get the upgrade points, and then you get the Argent things. But it's not in the way. And one thing I do have to say is the secrets are really hard to find in this game. I found myself needing to go back
and get the secrets.
To get the secrets. Not because I needed the level ups to progress, but because I felt like I missed so much going through the levels from Monster Arena to Monster Arena. I'm like, oh, well, there was a secret here, but I was rushing through. But there is a big secret in this game that I think really brings it full circle and shows that they had a reverence for the original.
Yeah.
And that's the classic levels.
That's awesome that they included that.
I think that the game took some systems in the original Doom that were just redundant and made them interesting. The best example is you were talking about the chainsaw earlier.
Oh, that's awesome.
It looks really cool, but it has a use. When you kill enemies with the chainsaw, they become ammo piñatas to keep your ammo up. And the other thing is when you're doing those fist kills, which are the glory kills when you're beating them with your fists, the enemies drop health. So you have this balance. It's like, oh, I'm running low on ammo. Let's use the chainsaw. Oh, I'm running low on health. I can't be using overpowered weapons to kill the enemies because I want to harvest the health. So I want to stagger them and then use the glory kill.
Now, I got a question for you. I know you're a big fan of Overwatch. It was a game I didn't particularly care for as much. Right. I really liked the new Doom. For somebody, you've played through the new Doom and you've played quite a bit of Overwatch. Do you feel that Doom has any elements that you liked better or that wasn't included in Overwatch, and vice versa, I guess?
Yeah, absolutely. So I played Overwatch, and then Overwatch went away because it wasn't out yet. The beta ended and there was a gap. In that gap, I played Doom. When I went back to Overwatch felt so slow. It felt painfully slow.
So Doom is much faster.
Doom is so fast. You run if you run this fast in a regular shooter, you run this fast in Doom.
Did you find yourself missing the gore?
I didn't.
No.
I did like the gore. I thought it was funny because I've been streaming this game a lot.
Yeah.
I'm playing the game and I'm all invested in the systems and everything, and I kill all the enemies and it says, the demonic presence has been eliminated.
Yeah.
And I turn around and the whole fucking room
is bloodbath.
It's like there's like gore hanging from the ceiling. There's like blood, like
so you had your fill of gore.
I'm like literally, it was like this nice like science building, and when I was done, there were literally like rivers of blood. but I didn't think about it because I was doing.
You're doing it.
I was doing it.
Yeah.
I turned around. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Like that's what you just did.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh my god!" And I think you'll have a lot of those moments. The other upgrade system is you get these runes, and the runes can be upgraded, and they're like little bonus abilities. Like one may make you stagger the enemies more easier, or it'll make you be able to jump in different ways. Like you can move more in the air, or things like that. But to unlock these runes, you need to do these challenges. And the first challenge is like, kill 10 imps. Then it goes all the way till the last challenge is like, kill 12 incredibly hard enemies and you have no life bar. Like there was one where you had to do all hand-to-hand kills. There was one where you had to like shoot multiple enemies at the same time. They were all really cool, and they reminded me of games like Portal, where it's a first-person game, but it has like a puzzle element or a challenge element. So it was more than just kill bad guy dead, good. It was also like, oh, I'm going to do this cool challenge thing. Doom had bosses. The old Doom had bosses.
Sure, Cyber Demon. And
Yeah, but the bosses they didn't really have mechanics. It was like, big boss, lots of life, I'm going to pump lots of lead into the boss and it's going to die.
you're going to want to get like the invincibility thing and then try to go in and kill off the Cyber Demon before it kills you, that kind of thing. Where the new one has mechanics.
The new one has mechanics. Like when you're fighting, the best example is the Cyber Demon. It's a 2-phase fight. We're talking about a first-person shooter that has a 2-phase fight.
Right.
That's like side-scroller territory.
Right. That's like Ninja Gaiden.
Right? And he does an attack where he slashes low, he slashes high, and he slashes mid. And the first time you do it, you can get out of the way. The second time you do it, he generates walls on both sides.
So what's great about that is it's not just shoot. You're actually, it's a puzzle. You have to figure something out in this trial and error, and that's great. Because a lot of times when I'm playing first-person shooters, I get bored very quickly because it's like you're shooting guys, and that can be fun for me, but for only so long. And then I'm like, I need to, because I like puzzle games, I need to like solve something. I need to have some kind of mental exercise, and to have fights like that where you have to figure it out. If you don't figure it out, you're not going to get through it. I think that's amazing.
Overall, we've said a lot of good things about Doom from the campaign itself. Let's talk about the multiplayer a little bit, because that was our first exposure to Doom.
Ryan and I got the chance to play the multiplayer before the game actually came out. I really, along the lines, I wanted to play the main campaign, and I had said we played the multiplayer and we did not like it at all. But I said to Ryan, I'm like, let's give the game a break. Let's wait until they come out with the campaign, and maybe that'll be better. And it was awesome. And I'm so pleased to say that, because Doom is literally one of my top 10 favorite video games of all time. And I would have been really sad if the campaign would have sucked. I'm so happy that it's good. I'm proud of that team that made that. They did a great job.
It is frightening that the demo that they gave the press was the multiplayer.
It was so bad.
Which was bad. We had technical issues. It seemed like it was just a retread of games like Quake 3 Arena that are over a decade old. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that there's people who like it, but to me, it was more of the same. Nothing new. Small maps, deathmatch, basic team deathmatch. Like, there wasn't really any meat to the multiplayer.
It was really bland.
And it was bland. It was a retread. And then we see this campaign and we're like, why didn't they show us this?
Yeah, I know. At least just show, if they don't want to show the whole thing, they could have showed us the first level, and then that would have given us a good impression. But the only other negative thing I can say about the game is, and I don't think it's our computers, because we have state-of-the-art equipment. The game tends to freeze now and then. It seems to be.
When I was streaming a few times, I had like out-and-out crashes. The computers we're playing these on have either 980 GTXs or dual 970s. We have really nice i7s, 32 gig of RAM, nice solid-state drives.
It shouldn't be crashing.
So we're playing on computers that are probably on par or slightly better than what their target should be. And the tech issues we had were immense. I definitely think that you might want to watch out playing this game if you have dual graphics cards. I think the SLI implementation is probably not where you would want it to be. But with single graphics card, I had a lot less problems.
To wrap this up, I think the game was awesome. I'm really, really happy that I didn't have to be unhappy.
Yeah.
Because I was all set up for disappointment, really. I was like, there's just no way they're going to get it right, but they actually got it right. It's upsetting to me when he brings me a game. I want to like it, but I have to give my honest opinion, and that's what this is all about is, I'm not going to bullshit you. Like, if I don't like it, I don't like it. And, we played Overwatch. I know you liked it. I didn't like Overwatch. Doom, awesome.